Hey, what's up, guys? Sam here, and I'll be doing the free video for Friday, December 1st, 2023. So somehow it's already December 1st. I don't know how that happened. I blinked, it was January. I blinked, and it was December. So new month, but more of the same from the market. And we've been seeing this now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going on 6 weeks now. At least a full month, right? Where we've seen just kind of a vertical move up in the market. Absolutely no pullback, no reconnects with the 21 whatsoever. One of the strongest overall situations you're going to see. And I think a lot of this is driven by one of the traders here, Henry, called repricing the market, right? Basically, the market down here was priced for high interest rates. And then once interest rate expectations started to collapse, basically after November 3rd, I think was when Powell spoke, the market had to reprice for lower interest rates. Now, we could certainly make the argument that this repricing of the interest rates is significantly too optimistic. And I think maybe that is an interesting conversation to have over a beer. But in terms of the signals, you can't deny the signals, right? So we're now right back to these previous, swing highs on the SPX. And going into next week, this is a signal I'll leave in your bucket to study for yourself. But if you pull up a chart of the ES and you look at an 8-hour chart, it has a high compression squeeze and an A plus setup for next week. I don't think that squeeze matters today. It's an 8-hour squeeze. It's a high compression variety, but I do think it'll matter for next week. So coming into Monday next week, I'm going to be looking to see what direction that wants to fire, and I'm going to be looking to put some butterflies on to the upside for some asymmetric, 10 to 1, 5 to 1 type of risk to reward plays on that idea. But I just finished making the premium video for the folks in the gold room, and in those videos we typically look for problems outside of the SPX or the Qs. Sometimes there'll be problems in bonds, sometimes there'll be problems in the dollar, sometimes there'll be like a sneaky signal in the VIX. I don't see any of that, right? I could go through that with you guys very quickly, but I just want to boil it down to one thing, and it's going to be this guy right here. So I think all the signals can be boiled down to one thing, and that is interest rates, right? I just told you that we covered in the gold room video. We looked at the dollar, we looked at VIX, we looked at the indexes, we looked at bonds. I'll just shortcut the answer for you. We didn't find any problems there, right? But where I think really the driving trade is here on basically everything is ZB. Understanding that the price of money is everything for markets, right? As this chart goes up, this means money is getting cheaper. As this chart went down, this means money was getting tighter, more expensive. Markets like cheap money. Now, if you look here on the ZB, you have that previous swing low right here. Stretch it across. That's that white line from this chart right there. And you see how we're trading basically right back at the breakout point. In the event that we start to break through that green line, then everyone who shorted bonds in this box, and there's a lot of people that are very short bonds, very large money is short bonds, they're going to get trapped. So essentially my thought process is, above that X, bonds start to do this. As they start to short squeeze, rates would start to come in very, very quickly, and that's going to keep a lot of tailwinds for stocks. So keep in mind that shorting stocks because they're too extended isn't really a signal, right? You want them to be extended, and you want them to have ideally a good sell signal, at least an hourly sell signal. And for the entire month of November, and I could trade for the next 20 years and probably never repeat this statement. For the entire month of November, we did not see a single hourly sell signal on the index. That's unbelievably rare. Unbelievably rare. I mean, I genuinely believe I could trade another 20 years and not see that same dynamic. So the question is, can it continue? And bond market here, as I'm showing you these patterns on ZB, if it gets above the X, this thing says that the market wants to go to a new all-time high, very strongly, right? We're also in a very seasonally strong part of the market, and next year is an election year. So mechanically, people are very, very short bonds. That's an important aspect from seasonality we're entering a very seasonally strong period. Not only December, but then election years. From a technical point of view, the indexes have a ton of room to go based on the weekly setups, the weekly squeezes, and the monthly buy signals on SPY. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up with this picture here because I think it's a good one. And this really starts to set things up. So until something major changes, this is the predominant signal of markets right here. This is an SPY, or you can use SPX, it doesn't matter, monthly chart. And I removed almost every indicator except the squeeze and my indicator up there at the top, which are just the labels. And you see how everything there is A+, A+ bull, green, 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 perfect score, perfect structure, perfect squeeze, clean target at 480 to go for. And if it gets above 480, I would not be too surprised to see some of these extensions in 2024. So of course we don't want to put the cart too far in front of the horse, but do keep in mind if you're looking to shoot against this thing, this is you're shooting against a very, very powerful signal here on the monthly chart. So you typically don't want to fight the market. You want to go with this signal, and I think this is just a really fascinating view of the market here. So kind of take a screenshot of this. I think that would be a good thing, and then leave us some comments down in the chat. Let us know what you think. You know, is this completely off base? Do you see it differently? You know, do you think that this is a fake out somehow? Let us know what you think. My only concern going into next week is that everybody sees the market bullishly at this point, right? Every bear on earth has been destroyed and shredded up, and they are all hibernating. So from a sentiment point of view, there is certainly a good argument for a pullback, but sentiment alone is not enough. We have tons of technicals and mechanical positioning in the bond market that should provide, and seasonality, that should continue to provide tailwinds for stocks and pretty much all assets into the next month. All right, guys, that's my time. Leave us a comment down below. Helps us with the algorithm. Leave us a like, and we'll catch you again on Monday. Cheers. Hey traders, this is Sam with Simpler Trading. I want to thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully you found the information in it helpful. If you did, leave us a like, leave us a comment. It really does help us out with the algorithm. And if you want to see us trade live with our own real money and be part of the community, come and check us out at simplertrading.com.